Welcome to Take Off a Points and Miles podcast by 10X Travel. I'm your host, Travis, and today I'm joined by Emily and Matt. And I don't know about them, but today I am really excited for today's topic because it has been cold here in Texas.
Can you please define cold in Texas?
Cold by Texas standards. It's gotten into the 20s.
Okay, because it was 4 degrees here yesterday, so I just wasn't sure what our relative definition of cold was.
I'm not saying it's the coldest out of the three of us.
Okay,
I'm just saying it's that time of year where I wake up and it's in the 30s, and by the afternoon it's in the 60s, and
cold. So cold. Brr.
Travis has his heated vest on.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Yes.
I bundled up for the occasion. But this cold has me excited for some of the summer travel, and really just actually getting to go somewhere warm. So if you're cold where you are and you're looking to go somewhere warm now or in the near future, this episode is for you. Today, we're sharing some of our favorite warm weather destinations that you can do with points. So I'll start by asking if you could teleport to any warm water not warm water. It doesn't have to be warm water. I don't know where that came from.
I could answer that.
Well, we'll backtrack. We'll say if you could teleport to any warm destination right now, where would you go?
Matt's going back to Ventana.
Now that is not warm water. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, that's true.
You go first.
If I could teleport, I would go to Byron Bay in Australia.
Yeah, are we talking about literally current present time today as we're recording this, where in the world we would go?
Right this second. You snap your fingers and poof, you're there.
Especially if it's going back, I'd probably go back to Australia for sure. But I'd go to a new location that I haven't been to.
We can hitch a ride together.
Yeah, exactly. Carpool.
Yeah. Plane pool? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw... Well, I won't be too far. I'm going to throw out, and not because I've been there, I'm going to throw out French Polynesia. I haven't been. It's been on my radar for a while. So I'd go, unlike y'all, I'd go somewhere new.
I'm going somewhere new in Australia. I'd go to the Whitsunday, which is basically their Caribbean.
Oh, yeah. Yes. When I was planning my Australia trip before, I was eyeing, I think it was an IHG property there, but it is just so incredibly inconvenient to get to.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Especially after you've flown 16 hours from the States to get there in the first place.
Well, we're not going for a long weekend.
We're going for what? A month?
Oh, yeah, sure. A month.
Weeks?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
New company HQ temporarily.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Sounds good to me.
Well, the sad news is apparently none of those are the warm destinations that we picked to share with you today. So that might be a little bit of a tease that we apologize for. But we've got some good ones. We've got some warm weather destinations that I think will excite you, spreading a range of accessibility, easy to get to. Some are a little harder to get to. And surprise, they're not all inherently beach destinations. So let's start off with not Australia for Emily, but Emily, your warm water destination, where are you taking us?
Warm water.
Oh my gosh,
really
why do I keep saying warm water? I am, probably because right before we started filming, I told them that I have too many cups on my desk, but my coffee is low, my water was low. My other cups, I don't even really know what they're for anymore. And I needed something, so I refilled my water. So I had water in my head right before starting this episode. So
we just know it's so cold in Texas that your blood is thickening up and just not circulating as much. So we know what's going on here.
Yeah, the brain's just not functioning like it should.
Oxygen deprived. So it's okay.
Emily, just take it off my hands. Just let me stop talking for a second.
I gotcha. I chose Costa Rica as my warm weather destination. And up front, I will say I have not done it on points, but I have been there with my family. as a teenager. So +1 for a good family destination. But I just wanted to get that out in the open that this is not a trip I have taken on points, but I did a lot of research while I was prepping for this. And there are so many ways to get there. There's lots of flight options. There's a ton of hotel options. So an easy destination to do on points if that's something you're interested in. There's a couple.
I am.
Well, I know you are. I have a special call out for you where you can chime in on your experience. But there's personally for me, because it's not a super long flight from where I am, like I'm eyeing economy. I feel like most people would be, because even if you're like thinking that you're interested in business class, most of the flights there are just going to be like your standard domestic type business class. You're not really lying down. But you can fly Southwest there. There's a number of Southwest flights from Baltimore, Houston, Denver, into Liberia, which is one of the main airports there. And then same thing, plus Orlando into San Jose. So that's one where if you've got the companion pass, that's a great option. Otherwise, the points prices are just tied to kind of like the cash prices there. So it'll depend on whether you're trying to go busy season or not. You can also fly JetBlue, and they have some East Coast flights out of Boston and JFK. They also have West Coast from LA. There's a ton from like Florida area too. So JetBlue is a great place to check out. That's another one that's tied to points, cash prices.
I feel like one of the really interesting things about JetBlue is, like you said, most of these options are not lie flat, but from the Boston JFK and maybe LAX, they actually fly their mint options, right?
Yeah, they do. So those are some of the longer ones. So yeah, if it's reasonably priced, I could be convinced.
Yeah, because that might be a like 5.
I was thinking, what's that, like a 4 or 5 hour flight?
Yeah. Have either of you ever flown Mint?
I have not.
Not yet. I've wanted to.
Another. Yeah.
I've wanted to.
Yeah. I'm curious, but yeah.
I've heard good things.
I don't think I'm going to reposition from Denver.
Oh, definitely
to
not.
fly Mint to Costa Rica.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's probably a longer. Well, to LAX wouldn't be too bad, but like Boston but then like from LAX, it's got to be only a like 3.5 hour flight.
Yeah, that can't be that.
So.
Yeah, not for me. But if you're in Boston, LA, or JFK, check it out. American Airlines is also another great option. They've got flights out of Charlotte, Chicago, Miami, JFK, Dallas, all to the 2 main airports there. American Airlines is a great one to keep an eye on, just because they have a lot of like, I don't know if they're still called web specials, but they have a lot of sales where you can go from like 8 to 10K points one way in economy, which, I mean, especially if you're going as a family, is a great price.
Yeah.
So that's one that jumps out at me for one of the better options.
Well, I mean, like if you're a family looking to go, if you can find one of these web specials, and keep in mind, like there's not a predictability to this. They just show up whenever you're looking for award space. But like if you're a family of 4, you're talking like 1 cardish, 1 bonus on an AA card, give or take, depending on what it's at, but where they usually fall, and you could potentially get your whole family to Costa Rica round trip with just 1 card. Like that's just the flights, but that's pretty compelling.
Yeah, I'd say so. What else do I have here? Delta. There's not a ton of options, but out of Atlanta, Minneapolis, or LA, sometimes they have weird sales there too. So you can find some pretty reasonably priced ones. I saw a few for like 16,000 points per person each way in economy. Not the worst, but it's not the cheapest. And then the last one, which I think is the airline with the most options, routes there, is United.
Good job, United.
For Travis's favorite
Proud
airline. Of you. They've got flights out of Chicago, LA, Denver, Newark, Houston, San Francisco, DC. So that's what I would have my eye on if I were going out of Denver and I wanted a direct flight.
That or your Southwest option.
Or my Southwest option, yeah. But United's going to be pricier than some of the other options that I listed. I saw a few from Denver for 20,000 points per person each way, so a little pricier, but like nothing outrageous.
Yeah, Obviously, like being in Houston, I like the United option, but those Southwest options, especially, it's early on in the year, a lot of people are just getting their companion pass. Great place to consider with your companion pass, right? Like Emily said, found some for like, call it 20,000 points each way. So you're looking at 40,000 points round trip for 2 people, plus the taxes and fees. That's pretty.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good option there.
Yeah. Some of my friends who I got into this hobby, I helped them plan their first trip, and it was Southwest Companion Pass to Costa Rica, and they stayed at the Andaz Papagayo, which I can also talk about here in a second. But it's like it's just such an easy starter trip, I feel like, because there's so many different ways to get there. Most of these airlines, like, you can transfer points from most of the transferable currencies, so you're set up for success from the beginning. We can talk about where to stay too.
Yeah, you've got a long list here.
Yeah,
I do. I'm
kind of intimidated by the list.
Not.
This list is so long, y'all, and like I know they're going to give me a real hard time about this when I get to mine.
Yeah.
But like this list for Costa Rica is so long. Like our outline is in Google Docs, and if you're like me, I grew up in the era. I mean, I think we all did, but I don't want to speak for Matt and Emily. I knew when they grew up, but I don't know their opinions and their feelings on this. Like, how like all of these word processing things are now changing to the like page list where everything is just a continuous scroll instead of having the page breaks in between. Like, I hate that. But this is so long, I may be convinced to turn it on just so that way, like, I can fit a little bit more on my screen.
So you're of the belief that you like to know how many pages you've written.
Yeah, throw a page number on there too. Why not?
100%. As the eldest one of the group, you can feel confident knowing that my Google Docs settings have show print layout turned on, so you can see the pagination. Yes. Yes.
Matt also doesn't pay attention to the new document tabs on the side. We've learned today, those don't exist.
I'm old school. Old school.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I can fit them all if I turn it off. So cool.
Okay.
Emily, why don't you pick 10 of your favorite hotels from your list and walk us through
Just
them?
10?
Yeah.
You think? Okay. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I was surprised at the number of options. So I'll start with Hyatt. Really, the standout one is the Andaz Papagayo, but the price of that one has really skyrocketed over the past couple of years. It's 45,000 points per night now, which, could still be worth it. I don't know. Haven't been there.
How, in terms of like cash prices, how does that one compare if you're looking on the cash side of things?
I remember Travis saying at one point, like, on, I don't know, probably 60 podcast episodes ago, that during the off season, sometimes it's like $300 a night, but during the high season, it's like, I don't know, 800.
Okay.
That's just my guess.
Let me
But
throw
Travis,
in.
I can tell, is researching.
I'm quickly searching while I asked that question because I was curious. I think the lowest price I see is like upper sevens per night.
Yeah.
So I feel like even though the points price has gone up, it at least loosely correlates to, hey, it's like a $700,000-$800,000 a night hotel. It's not like a $300 a night hotel.
Yeah.
How much money did you just say it was?
700-800. Like it's a range. That's not a finite number.
I thought you said $700,000 to $800,000.
$1,000, something like that.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. Well, sorry, I'm not that cold, so I am, believe it or not, getting enough oxygen to the brain.
Okay.
Maybe not to the vocal cords.
Yeah.
Well, I typed in Andaz Papagayo, and the random dates that it picked are like $2,500 a night. So
yeah,
it must be a suite or something, I would think.
Maybe it does look to be like spring
here.
break time. So,
what are your thoughts, especially because Matt just stayed at Ventana, about hotels where like the points price is so high, and most people are staying there on points? So then, is the hotel just like inflating the cash prices to make people feel like they've got a better redemption rate? Like who's going to Ventana and spending like $4,000 a night?
I think Ventana's an outlier.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what the number is, but if they hit, I mean, for people that don't know, the way the points redemptions work is the hotel gets reimbursed from the loyalty program, so in this case Hyatt, based on the occupancy rate of the hotel. So I don't know, say 80% they may get paid one rate, 95% they get paid like pretty close to their max rate is at least my understanding of it. So they are incentivized to drive up those occupancy rates. So that's why a lot of stuff, especially at Ventana, there's a lot of points availability. Now they're still hard to get, but if you're around the pool or the restaurant, most people are talking about how they booked it on points. You very rarely hear anybody talking about it on paying the cash. But obviously the flip side of that, or not even really the flip side, but the hotel wants to get as much cash for those redemption, those maximum rates, so they can literally drive high rates. It's an interesting game to play, and I don't think every hotel can do it, but there are certainly ones that can do it.
Yeah. There definitely are. And I do think the Andaz Papagayo is like that too. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't been. Everything I've seen and read, like, it's a nice hotel. But for the properties inside of Papagayo, it's like probably the least nice, which I'm trying to frame it without saying that it's bad, because it's still a fantastic property, but the pricing amongst them is all roughly similar. So if someone is looking to pay cash, they might prefer to go to the Four Seasons instead of the Andaz. So it's also one of those that's kind of uniquely positioned to get more people there using their points. And I don't say that to mean that it's a bad property. I mean, like, that's like being at the best sushi restaurant in the world and having like nice lean tuna, a like medium piece, and then like that like delicious fatty otoro. At least in my opinion, that's my favorite, right? So it's like that lean piece.
I'm trying to go with you here. I really am.
Yep.
You're trying, I know. Like, I'm not saying that lean piece is bad. It's just like my least favorite out of those three, but they're all still pretty good. And I'll stop talking now.
No, I'm just not a sushi person, so for me, like, I don't think I'm staying at any of the tuna properties there. But I see where you're going. I will say with Hyatt too, now that they've acquired Mr. and Mrs. Smith, there's a lot more like independent, unique style properties that you can book with points. The rates on those are kind of like all over the place. They're not really part of the award chart, so just expect to pay a lot more than you would expect, or than you would usually think that you would be paying for a Hyatt property. Should we keep
We're
going
through
through
two
my
on the
list?
list. Keep going.
Marriott is got to be like the brand with the most options, and I'm not going to read through every single one of these. This was just so that I knew how many different options there were. But there's some decent options that start on the lower end of like 68,000 points per night. You can really crank it up. You can stay at a property that Travis has actually stayed at. And I think when there's, I don't know if they call them saver nights anymore, or whatever they're called now.
Standard nights.
Standard nights, 140,000 per night at the Ritz-Carlton Nekajui Peninsula Papagayo. It's a Ritz-Carlton Reserve, right? Did I say it wrong?
Yes, and
Did I
used
say
to.
it wrong?
Yes, you did,
All right.
and
Go
I
ahead.
said it wrong before going there. It's
Okay.
Nekawee.
Oh, yeah, didn't have that one.
Yeah. I think that your pronunciation is probably standard. I show up and they're like, "Welcome to Nekawee," and I'm like,
Oh,
okay."
okay. We learned. But you stayed there, and you really,
did.
really enjoyed it, from what I remember.
And I don't think you paid
did.
140K per night, if I recall.
I think it was 120 back then.
Yeah.
So it's still definitely a bit of splurge for Marriott points. We did 5 nights on points, so that was like 480,000.
Yeah.
Not like,
But with the 5th night free, that takes it down to like
free.
what, 95,000 points per night or something like that. Like,
yeah,
now it starts to become all right. It's not as insulting
yeah.
as
But
other nights.
it is one of, if not the nicest property that we've been to. Just stunning grounds. Like, doesn't have the best beach, but there are still beach activities that you can do there. It is expensive. And I mean, that's something about Costa Rica in general that if you're going, you should be prepared for. A lot of people are caught off guard by the fact that you're in Central America, but you're paying US prices for everything. Like, the cost at most of these places for drinks and food is going to be what you'd expect to be paying if you're at a resort in Hawaii. So it's not really a budget destination either way. But there were a few service hiccups there, but considering how new it was, like it had been open less than a year when we went, absolutely would go back. Trust me, Maria's already asking me to go back. And I'm like,
Tell her the points price went up.
Yeah. So I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a nice splurge place without having to travel really far. We also saw, we didn't see, we saw the video of a monkey getting eaten by a snake on the property.
Oh.
So
If you're into nature,
someone saw outside of their room.
much easier to get to than the Galapagos to apparently see.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So I don't know if that's a selling point or
Good
not,
luck to
but
recover from that, Emily.
the point is there's a lot of good wildlife around there, like just on the property. There's some native howler monkeys and everything. It's really nice.
Did they keep you up at night?
No, they like to sleep too.
Do they?
I think so. We didn't notice them. There were some guests I talked to who did have them like right outside their room. Or the only thing that we ran into was we thought they were doing construction in the room above us because like it was like 6 a.m. and there was that construction noise. So we called and they apologized and everything. Turned out it was a bird running into the window repeatedly. Like we had the shade down and so we couldn't see it. And like I feel kind of bad for this bird. I did end up apologizing and owning it and being like,
To the bird? You apologize to the bird?
No, to the staff. But later, like we heard it again and the window was open and we turned and saw this bird just like, it wasn't running into it. There was like a little perch thing there and it was like, like pecking at the window. I think it saw its own reflection and was trying to fight itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It happens to the best of us.
Well, if you want to experience your nature at a different brand of hotel, there are also some Hiltons within Costa Rica that you can stay at. The SLH brand, the small luxury hotels, is now under Hilton and has been for a bit. So you can book some really unique properties that way. From what I could tell, they kind of range from $85K a night to $220K a night for like a standard room when there's availability. So, I mean, sounds like a lot, especially when the the low end is $85K a night. But from one of the transferable currencies, basically those are half off. Because you can transfer 1 to 2. So really not terrible when you think about it. There's also a Waldorf in,
It's also in the Papagayo complex, if that helps. Yeah.
Yeah, that does help me.
Yeah.
Can you say it? How do you say it?
Guanacaste.
Guanacaste? Yeah, Matt's probably right.
That's how I would say it.
We'll go with
Can we repeat that? Say that again one more time, Travis?
Yeah. That's probably right.
There we go.
Matt's the one got the blood flowing properly. So.
Right. That one is $120K a night. So again, if you're transferring from a specific transferable currency, $60K a night is not bad.
Well, and especially if you stack, fourth night free means you'd pay $360 for 4 nights. So divide by 2 is 180. So you're transferring 180,000 points to get 4 nights at a property that's probably really expensive too.
Yeah. Quick, Google, how much is it? Yeah, especially when you're paying $120K, $140K a night for the Ritz Reserve you stayed at.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say you could have done it for cheaper, but
I mean, now I definitely couldn't have.
yeah.
Yeah, the Waldorf tonight is before taxes about $1,700 a night.
That's it.
Yeah, just pay cash for that.
Yeah, perfect.
It's tonight. They probably dropped the price because they want to get those occupancy numbers up for all the points people to get their highest
exactly.
reimbursement from Hilton.
Yeah. Yep. I did also explore some IHG options. Unless you want to stay at a Holiday Inn Express, you're really not going to find a lot of properties available to you, which, we talk a lot about unsexy redemption. So if you do want to stay in a Holiday Inn Express, that is a perfectly fine option. They're just located near the airports. But
I'm gonna throw out, and this isn't from research as well. Like, this is off the cuff, but this is just from, I know when we were looking at planning our trip, this can be a good place to use, like Costa Rica can be a good place to potentially use some of those hotel credits that you get for booking through a portal, or through a bank's travel site. Obviously, like, some of these are really expensive, but there's some more boutique properties that are still really nice, especially like up in the volcano areas. Some of them are even all inclusive for a couple $100s a night. So a lot of people will typically try to split their trips between like the volcano area and the beach. And so you can use your points for the beach, use those hotel credits to try to offset the volcano area. And it's just a good option to look at as well.
yeah, especially as the hotel credits keep piling up and you have to work harder to use them. If I can find a good option, I'm all for it. Yeah, that was pretty much my summary. Quick, really brief, to the point, of where you can stay in Costa Rica. I think it's a great family destination too. I was a teenager when I went, but we did exactly what you described, Travis, which was we stayed in the volcano area first. We did zip lining through the canopy of the rainforests. We hiked to waterfalls and volcanoes and whatnot. And then the second half of our trip, we spent some time relaxing by the beach. So it had a little bit of everything, especially for, teenagers who love to just walk around and go, I'm bored all the time. So I was not bored. I loved it. I would love to go back and do it on points and pick one of these awesome places to stay.
Like Getaway.
Getaway. Yeah. So that's Costa Rica for you. Who's next?
All right, I'll go next.
Take us away.
Perfect. My destination is the island of Paros in Greece. We did
Not
this.
how I thought it was said.
How did you think it was?
Paros.
Paros, yeah. We did this as part of a Greece trip in 2019. My wife actually went back in 2023 on a separate trip, so I haven't been in a while. But as you might know, in the points and miles world, 7+ years ago is basically a century ago, because of so many changes and differences between now and then. So I'm not going to necessarily talk about how we did it, because that would basically be like, well, back in my day when gas was a nickel per gallon that you might get from your parents. So we'll just kind of focus on what the current sort of situation and offerings are instead. Yeah, Paros is up short. I think it was like a 30-minute flight. That's as a number of Greek islands are from Athens. So here your entry point in most cases will be to get to Athens. I didn't really look too much in detail at it's a really small airport, so I really did not do any research to see if they fly anywhere else outside of Athens. I'm pretty sure they don't, other than maybe to some other islands. But I say it's a small airport. It's literally like one room, one gate. It is potentially the smallest airport I've ever been to. Not at least top 5. So I don't think they're flying to like anywhere else in Europe from Paros. So yes, your gateway to it will be to Athens, which is interesting because Athens is kind of a weird place in points and miles. It used to be a sweet spot for Emirates. It may still be. I don't think it is because Emirates jacked up the taxes and fees on their award flights to where it's just kind of insane. You can get there for roughly 87,000 points, Emirates points, plus just shy of $500 per person in business. Obviously less in economy, still a decent amount of taxes. And yes, they still fly go ahead.
I was going to say, and keep in mind that a number of banks have devalued the Emirates, so it's not 1-to-1 anymore. Plus, didn't Emirates change it to where first class you have to have status with them now to book it with points? which you can get with a card, but the card that offers it is like, that would be the reason you're getting it.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly. So, not kind of in the gas is a nickel per gallon kind of commentary. You can still do this, but it's not nearly the sweet spot. So a number of carriers fly from the U.S. into Athens. Most of them are seasonal, so kind of the April, May to September, October window. Like American offers a flight for me from Charlotte, but it's from end of April, maybe early May through most of October. So, call it 6
like
months.
Summer travel.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't recall ever seeing any saver space, especially in premium cabin saver space on it. I know they do have some economy space regularly, but because the seasonal routes are typically in pretty high demand, saver or close to level pricing can be really hard to find. But like we preached about here before, yes, Greece is more on the eastern side of Europe, but just get across the ocean, get somewhere else. You can kind of easily connect, tie it into an existing trip. That would be my strategy here. But in terms of where to go for booking flights, for me, I pretty much always would start and look at Airline. Tons of Star Alliance partners, especially if you're routing through elsewhere in Europe to at least get to Athens. And many of those are relatively low on taxes and fees, which helps. So, for Aeroplan from the U.S. to Europe, you're typically looking at about 70,000 Airplane miles per person, especially on Star Alliance partners, and call it 100 to 150 bucks. That's Canadian, so like 80 to 120 or something like that, U.S. dollars per person for tax and fees in business class, usually 40-ish thousand miles, and $50 to $80 U.S. For economy as taxes and fees. So pretty good, decent options there.
Well, and one thing there with Aeroplan too is if you're wanting to stack this as part of a bigger European trip, you can use their stopover program to, say, fly to Portugal, stay in Portugal, and then it's 5,000, 10,000 miles for that second leg. So you pay a little bit more, but you can effectively just build that repositioning leg in for just a little bit more miles.
Precisely. Absolutely.
And also, I just looked up your Charlotte to Athens route, and guess what the lowest prices that I found for this summer? 124,000 in business.
Yep. Not surprising. They know what they've got.
Yeah.
So they're not going to give it away. But yeah, like I said, just get to Athens here. Inter-island flights from Athens to most of the islands you can actually book these with Star Alliance partners, because many of the flights are on Aegean Airlines, which is essentially the Greek national airline and is a Star Alliance partner. And this looks like a great deal because they're like 6,000 United miles, for example, and like $35 for taxes and fees. So great deal, right? No, most of these flights are literally like $40 or $50 a person. So just pay cash. Literally just pay cash. Now, you might find a random date where they're real expensive and are like $80 or $100, but most of the time they're not going to be. So in terms of travel style, Greece can be both luxury, budget, or somewhere in between. When we were at Paros, we stayed at a property called Andronis Manoir, and it is, I believe we paid cash when we were there because it was kind of independent. Maybe I want to say like $300 to $400 per night. Again, not to get too deep in the archives. So it was nice, but certainly not insane. It's now a part of SLH, so you can book it with Hilton points. The cash price for this property is a lot more than it was then, but with Hilton you can book it for about $100K per night, so $50K points transferred in. Take advantage of the fourth night free, all that kind of stuff like we talked about before. But yeah, cash rates typically, especially in the peak summer season, are $1,000, $1,100 plus per night. So can be a great use of Hilton points because that takes that redemption to well north of 1 cent per point, which again, we don't like to stress, but as terms of a guideline, an evaluator for how much value you're getting out of your points, that's a great use of Hilton points, potentially even like double what most people sort of value those points as. There are a few other options on Paros now. It seems to have expanded a little bit participation wise. So you can book with Marriott, Hilton, or Hyatt across the island, and kind of, I would say, middle of the road to upper tier. There's no like really cheap points place to stay, but kind of middle of the road and up. So overall, it's a pretty nice island in terms of accommodations. It can also get real remote real quickly. There are a couple different port sounds like on different sides of the islands, but once you get outside of those, just 10 or 15 minutes, it's kind of, there's like nothing there, which is kind of fun too. It's a great island to drive around and explore on, because you can get out of the city, quote unquote, real quickly. So.
Did you guys rent a car?
We did,
or are you
yeah.
just relying on? Okay.
No, yeah.
I've heard on like some of the Greek islands, it's like very difficult to get around.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, we rented a car. You kind of have to, unless you're if you're going to just stay in essentially kind of the port town that you're in, you don't need a car because you can just get by with taxis and stuff. But if you're trying to like get from one side of the island to the others, you can take taxis then. But if for some reason I don't know, if you go on like an excursion or something kind of out in the middle of nowhere, you're going to have a hard time getting back. So we just rented a car. And part of the reason we rented a car, it gets into my sort of, hey, here's what to do on this island. The neighboring island, incredible name, Paros. So it's like a 7 or 8, maybe less than 10-minute ferry ride across. You can just drive on. You can also just walk on if you want, but drive on ferry, hop over there. It is a totally different world over there. There's kind of nothing in like the most beautiful way over there. There's just a small little, there's probably 2 or 3 small port towns. There's a main one that you bring the ferry in, and then on the other side of the island, there's a place with, I don't know, restaurants where people live. I guess you call it a little town. But then in between, there's literally nothing. So drive around. You can park on pretty much any of the beaches and explore, and you'll kind of have the place to yourself. So we went over there when we were there a couple times for a couple days and just kind of loved being over there. Paros was great. It was even quieter over in Paros. So highly recommend renting a car and riding over there as well. So it has changed since we were there. Ashley, even my wife, when she was there in 2023, said, "Whoa, this place has grown up quite a bit in the last 4 years since we've been here." So I suspect that has continued, but even still, it was a great stop. So, highly recommend.
Nice. I'm interested.
Yeah.
I'd like to go.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, thank you for coming to my presentation.
Yeah.
See,
Well, go ahead.
no, you go ahead. What were you going to say?
Oh, that now we get to get back at Travis for calling my list long because it's his turn and his list is even longer.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, because I'm not going to repeat some stuff that's already been said. Like Emily, I also picked an entire country. Unlike Emily, I picked a much larger country. I picked Mexico, and I chose Mexico because it's so easy to get to from the US. It's so close. So it really increases the accessibility of your travel. Like, you don't have to spend 5 nights or a whole week there. It can be a place that you can go just for a weekend, but it is also a place that you can go longer and build a longer trip if you want. I also chose it because there's a large diversity of opportunities there. Like, yes, I am a beach bum, and I typically end up on the beach in Mexico. But there's a lot of other options there that even if you're looking for a warm weather trip, maybe you're not a beach person. And so Mexico can fit that bill. It's not just Cancun and Cabo. So I'm going to walk through a few options for Mexico and try to just throw the bullet points. Fair disclosure, I have not been to all of these. Some of these I have been to, some of them I have not. So actually, I think there's only one here that I haven't been to. So
Wow, you've been to Mexico a lot then.
I have.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's actually been a while, but I typically go like at least twice a year. I mean, talking flights from Houston, unless you're going to the Baja Peninsula, it's virtually all an hour and a half, 2 hours away. So it's a great long weekend trip for me. I know that it's a little bit farther for other people, but it does make it really accessible. And that's part of what I love about Mexico. I love a lot about it. The food's great, but I love the accessibility. Points wise for flights, it's pretty much the same that Emily said to Costa Rica. Southwest Companion Pass, great opportunity. American flies to a bunch of places like United, Delta, all of them do. Really, I guess JetBlue probably, Spirit, Frontier probably does, Sun Country probably does, Allegiant probably does. Like, all of them do. Probably the one option to look for to Mexico as well that is different is Aeromexico. They are a SkyTeam partner, so you can book them with Delta points or Virgin Atlantic points or Flying Blue points, but one bank also transfers to Aeromexico. So a lot of arbitrage options there to stretch your points pretty far. If you're looking for a short getaway, there's also Volaris, which is a Mexican-based low-cost carrier that you can probably book through the portals. So like plenty of options to stretch your points really far with, I don't know how many daily flights there are between the US and Mexico. How many daily flights between US and Mexico daily? There are nearly 400 daily flights between the US and Mexico. So
That's crazy.
And
You've got
somehow every
options.
single one is full.
yeah.
400 daily?
That's what Google tells me right now.
How many? I'm curious how many daily flights there are to like Europe. As a point
How
of
many daily
comparison.
flights? And Europe daily, 530.
Wow. I'm still like,
Yeah.
not that much less.
No.
Yeah, 75%, 80%.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you've got options. Is the point here? Now, keep in mind, right? Like, because it is so close, there are a lot of those flights. I see them from Houston all of the time to smaller places in Mexico. It's not just like going to Europe, where it's only going to be to the major airports. But point is, like, there's a lot there. So I won't harp too much on the flight. I'm actually really surprised that it's that high compared to Europe.
Yeah, that's
kind of
I
a
mean,
shocking stat.
that
to me.
just seems crazy. But
Yeah.
I'm not an expert.
And that was that. If you're fact checking us in the comments, please know
I'm looking again.
that was done live with a quick Google, and I'm not digging in very, very deep into that right now because I've got a lot more valuable, hopefully, content to get through for you. So tell me if we're wrong. I'll take it. So there's a few places that you can go in Mexico. There's a lot of places you can go in
Yeah.
Mexico, but there's a few that people really trend to, starting with kind of some of the beachy ones. On the west side, on the Baja Peninsula, you've got Cabo. It's a really like desert meets ocean landscape. So if you like that deserty type feel, it's really cool. I have been there once, and when I went, I wasn't expecting that, and I didn't research it in advance, but it's really nice. Like, it's really cool. And it's kind of I don't want to call it like a standard for luxury in Mexico, but there's a lot of really nice luxury properties there. You've got the Park Hyatt, which just opened.
That one's new. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's new.
Yeah.
So category A, 35 to 45,000 points per night standard. You do have some all-inclusives like the Hyatt Ziva. It's a category B all-inclusive. You've got the Cape, which is a Thompson hotel, 25 to 35,000 points per night. I've heard great things about that. Probably the a flagship property in the Cabo area is the Waldorf Astoria Los Cabos Pedregal, or Pedregal, however
Probably
you
the
say
second
it.
one.
Probably
Don't
the second
know.
one. This is one of the most aspirational Hilton redemptions out there. People love using some of those uncapped free night certificates there when there's availability, because I believe it's typically about 150,000 in points per night now. It's a lot. It's a lot. But it looks really nice. Cabo is your kind of luxury hub if you're looking for that luxury getaway there. That doesn't mean that there's not other options. There certainly are other options, but that's probably kind of what it's known for. Here's the fair caveat that no one told me before I went, is since it's on the Pacific side, the water's pretty rough. So actually you don't go swimming in the ocean at a lot of these places. So just keep that in mind if you're like, I want to be in the ocean at the beach. It's more you're sitting by the ocean at the beach.
In the pool.
in the pool, because it's hot. It's hot.
Yeah.
Great off-season destination because of that desert heat. So like November to May is when a lot of people. So if you're looking for a warm weather getaway whenever it's cold outside,
Yeah.
look to Cabo. Apparently there's good golf there too, but I don't know. I don't play golf, so.
There is great golf. Kind of all over Mexico too.
Have you golfed there?
I've never been to Mexico.
You've never been to Mexico?
No, I haven't. No.
Have we talked about this? Because this
maybe.
feels shocking.
Yeah, I know. I had talked to multiple people about it, and they were surprised. No, I just haven't been.
But I mean,
I really want to go to Mexico City
Yeah.
for the food.
Big food.
Mexico-
And because I was mind blown to learn, I think it's been a couple years now that Mexico City is at like, what, 10 or 11,000 feet?
It's
I literally had no clue. Literally had no
higher
clue.
elevation than Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's shocking.
Maybe that's why the food
Shocking.
there tastes so good. It's basically like drinking tomato juice on an airplane. Just tastes way better at altitude.
yeah.
So same concept for your food. Your flavor, like sensitivity is higher, something like that. I don't know.
Why is that not work in Denver?
Because you're half as high as Mexico City in more ways than one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, you know what? Let's hop over here. Matt, let's help you out. Let's talk Mexico City. I love Mexico City. I hate how hard it is to breathe there because of the elevation, but it really is a great cultural getaway. The nice thing is like it's pretty temperate there year round. In the winter it does get a little chilly, but warm weather in the summer, like you're gonna get it, but it's not gonna necessarily be like stifling hot. It can be because you're in that elevation with the thin air and it's not filtering out that sun as much. But it just, I mean, honestly has one of the best food scenes in the world. The museums, the architecture are fantastic. And unlike Costa Rica, despite being actually the largest city in North America by population, it is pretty affordable. So nice place to go where you can stretch your budget pretty far. In terms of hotels there, it's a major city, right? So you've got all of the options. You've got low cost options. You've got mid-tier options like the Hyatt Regency, which is a category 4, I believe. You've got some SLHs, but you've also got some of the luxury options like the St. Regis, which I have stayed at and is very nice.
Nice.
It's a city hotel, and I know I've talked about like not burning my points for city hotels, but I had an 85K free night certificate, so I used it there, and honestly, like, really liked it. It's really well located, and just in a really, really good spot. But like, you're gonna have
the champagne there, or is that
we got there late. I feel like they do it at every St. Regis.
Yeah, that's their trademark.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. I've asked once if I could do it. They did not let me.
Liability, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Overrated.
Yeah. I was expecting to get a no.
Tourist
so it wasn't
sabers,
surprising
champagne
me.
bottle, and thumb in recent activity.
But Mexico City, also a good option. Throw on your radar there as well. I'll hit my next city one that kind of is a sleeper. San Miguel de Allende. This is the one that I have not been to, but I've got a ton of family that's been, a ton of friends that have been, and always have been wanting to go. It's very colonial architecture, cobblestone streets. It's like this arts and culinary scene. It's just kind of like this like a concentrated art food scene. I'm trying to think of like a comparable city, but you know, it's cold. It's 42 now, so warming up a little bit, but still not enough blood going to the brain. But there's It's really growing in popularity, so you're getting some more points options there now. Probably the one that stands out to me the most is there's an autograph collection with Marriott that when I looked could get typically for 38,000 points per night.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you've got those 35,000 free night certificates, throw 3
Top them off, yeah.
I almost said throw 3 points on top of it. Throw 3,000 points on top of it.
Just 3.
And
Swish.
Yep.
But the ones I know the most in my last 2 here are going to be the Riviera Maya / Cancun area, as well as Cozumel. There are a ton of options here. You like if you're looking to party,
That's your scene, right, Travis?
Yep.
Yeah. Like you've got clubs, DJs, Steve Aoki, which, we've got a longtime reader and friend of 10X Travel, Andrew, who is like a lookalike for Steve Aoki.
Steve's doppelganger.
Yeah. So every time I'm there, I feel like there's a billboard for when Steve Aoki is coming, and I take a picture and send it to him. It's like, I didn't know you were coming to Mexico. If the party scene is not what you're looking for, you can also get some very good family-friendly options. You've got like the Hyatt Ziva, which is an all-inclusive. You've got, since Hyatt bought the Secrets brands, you've got a number of those. I believe the Secrets are adults only, but you've also got the Dreams options, which are family friendly. Great way to use those points. I believe those are all inclusive. I don't remember exactly if Dreams is or not, but like just makes for easy trips with the family. Like if you're looking for that all inclusive, but you can get to the luxury side as well. There's the new Alila Mayakoba, which is the former Andaz.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's rebranding as an Alila. I have not stayed there, but people raved about it when it was the Andaz, so I'm sure that it's going to be great as the Alila as well. That one's a little bit just north of Playa del Carmen, so if you fly into Cancun, it's about a 45-minute hour drive south, but that opens up like not just the beach side, but you've got cenote, so you can go do cenote tours. There's some family friendly kind of eco adventure parks you can go to there. Really good spot for those. Also, I've stayed at there's another new luxury section really close to Mayakoba called Kenai. There's an addition there. There's a St. Regis. I've stayed at the St. Regis there. Honestly, like beautiful hotel. It's really integrated into the mangroves. Also on our list to go back to, but somehow I keep dragging Maria back to Mexico and getting told no. But if I was recommending somewhere in Mexico to go, as much as I love like the Riviera Maya, Cozumel is probably the one that I would recommend anyone go to. It's an island right off the coast of the Riviera Maya. You can get there. They do have an airport with some direct flights, but not a ton. But you can also fly into Cancun or Tulum, go down or up to Playa del Carmen, and then there's a ferry across. It's a very common way to go, or if you're like splitting between the two, is a good option. Why I like it is it just still has that like small island vibes. It's not overly developed. Yes, it is somewhat developed, but it just feels like that smaller laid back vibe. You can drive around in an entire day. Like one of our favorite activities is to just rent a car and drive around. On this very southern tip, there's a Rastafarian bar where you can get a beer for like a buck or $2. It's just you've got Mayan ruins, and you can do it all like in a day. And that doesn't mean like it's just someplace for a day trip. It's just like one of your days can be driving around. There's the IHG Intercontinental Presidente there, which I know is really popular for people. But honestly, there's the Secrets, which you can book through Hyatt. honestly, when we go, we usually stay at the Westin. It's more on the north end, so it is a little outside of the hotel zone, so it feels a little bit more private and secluded. It's pretty nice. Like, I wouldn't call it luxury. I would call it like upper mid-tier nice. But what I looked for this summer right now, prices are 37 to 52,000 points per night. So yeah. So 35K free night certificates, 50K free night certificates. Great use there. It's got a pool there on site. One of the downsides to Cozumel is it's a more rocky island, so there's not a lot of places with beaches. It does actually have a small beach, but nonetheless, it does have a little beach that you can swim in. I just love the location. There's a little shack across the street from it that sells Caribbean lobster. Keep in mind, it's not nearly as sweet and succulent as Maine lobster, but like literally you go in and they've got the lobsters there or the tails, and you just choose the one you want. And they were caught that day. And I mean, one time we were there with friends and we got a like 3-pound lobster tail. This thing was massive.
Did you split it?
Yes, it was for all of us to share. Yeah. That was why we did it, because we were like, I mean, we've got to, like, this thing is massive. So, and obviously if you're a diver like me, like Cozumel is some fantastic diving too. Yeah. So I love Cozumel. Point is, like, Mexico, you've got desert beach, you've got large city, you've got small cities, you've got family friendly, you've got the club if you want to and yeah, please don't ask me to do that again.
No, I don't need to hear that again.
And you've also got like small laid back island vibes, so that's why I love Mexico as a warm weather destination. You've just kind of got really whatever you want. Unless you're Matt, who's never been.
No, definitely. I just need to circle back to these number of flights. I've been doing some digging while you were presenting. I'm just mind blown. I think you're from what I can tell, your number is actually wrong. I've checked multiple sources and they say there's 700 to 800 daily one-way flights from the U.S. to Mexico.
What?
Yes, I'm just mind blown. I'm wondering if it includes like cargo and other stuff, not just passenger, but still, there are more flights from the U.S. to Mexico than there are to Europe daily.
You've had like a furrowed brow for a few minutes.
Yes, this is why. I'm just like, I've checked 4 different AIs and multiple articles, like manually searching like old school stuff. And literally like the Cirium flight data from 2023 to 2025 to 700 to 800 daily flights to Mexico, with the trends increasing in 2026. I'm kind of just blown away. That's insane. Wow. Allegedly, American Airlines operates 100 plus daily flights to Mexico alone.
Okay.
It just does not mentally compute for me. That may be 100% factually correct, but like, that's just insane.
That is.
Yeah.
I'm like literally wanting to just pull up the flight connections map.
Oh yeah.
From the U.S. Wow, that is insane. There's flights from Portland.
Everybody's
Colorado. There's a nonstop from Colorado Springs to Cancun.
Actually,
Cincinnati, Milwaukee, Minneapolis. Like I'm.
It's kind of.
We're gonna like.
We got to dig deeper into this. Yes.
But like we go just American, and let's see. It looks like American flies from American apparently flies it nonstop between Austin and Cancun.
I believe it.
Kansas City and Cancun, St. Louis and Cancun,
Nashville.
Columbus, Pittsburgh. Wow. That's nuts.
Yeah, it really is.
They know what they got.
Yeah.
Mexico's a place to be.
I would have bet a lot of money in the opposite direction, that U.S. to Europe has way more volume than U.S. to Mexico, and been completely wrong. Allegedly. I feel like it's more than allegedly, but like I'm still slightly skeptical, but that's kind of crazy.
I feel like one of those things that I mentioned, though, of like just consider like also so many of these secondary destinations, right? Like the ones I highlighted are some of the big ones, but like Acapulco, Tijuana.
Oh, sure.
Durango, Sayulita, Chihuahua, Monterey. Like,
There's a ton of destinations. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, anyway,
That's
sorry.
crazy.
I was just mind blown by that and had to share.
I mean, I saw the furrowed brow and I was like, I'm apparently not selling Matt on Mexico at all.
It takes a lot. He's never been,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm missing out on 800 flights per day.
options.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's have Matt fly every single flight between the U.S. and Mexico and rank them.
Okay.
Okay.
Done. See you in 5 years
later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. I feel like that wraps up Mexico because I don't really know like what else to add unless Emily, you've been though, right?
Yeah. I've been. I've done Cancun on points. I think we stayed at the Hyatt Zilara. Is that the adults only one? Yeah, I think. Or this. Yeah. I don't even remember. But we've done an all inclusive there, and then I've been to Sayulita, but we didn't. We flew on points into Puerto Vallarta, but we just stayed at an Airbnb that I booked because it had a pool, and we were there on like in the summer solstice, basically on the equator, and the pool, like it wasn't like there was nothing regulating the temperature, so the pool was like hotter than the air. It was not ideal. But I really liked Sayulita. Just maybe not like it at the end of June.
Matt's like, let me scratch that one option off my list of 703.
Yep. Moving that to the bottom of the list of my rankings.
No. Don't do that. It's great. It's a fun little surf town.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that whether it's Costa Rica, Greece, or one of the 700 plus apparently daily flights between the U.S. and Mexico, which might include cargo flights. We aren't sure yet. I hope that whether you're looking for a quick, warm weather, I think that's why I kept saying warm water, like warm weather getaway, you've got some options near, far, and in abundance. So let us know if you're booking anything. Don't forget to go into our free tool, My 10X, log it into your redemption tracker so that way you can keep track of your redemptions, the values you're getting. It also just makes it nice to stay organized in the off chance, I'm knocking on wood for you, that you do have any like cancellations and need to use any of that trip insurance. You can add the card into there that you used to book. So that way you don't have to go digging through receipts and last 4 digits of card numbers to try to remember and piece together what's my Amex that ends in 01234, because I have too many to figure that out. Stay organized, keep it all in one place, and just let you kind of see those trends over time of the values of the points you're getting, and just an easy place to reflect on your past redemptions. Or if you want help booking to any of these, I'm going to be honest, you probably don't need too much help to Mexico with 700 flight options, especially if you're willing to reposition. But Greece, maybe a little bit more. Feel free to check out our award booking service where we do the heavy lifting for you. You tell us the points, where, when. We find the flights, presuming they're available. We do our best to find the flights for you and guide you towards a successful redemption. And of course, if you sign up for 10X Travel Plus, you'll get free award booking each year. Lawyers say I have to tell you that that's issued as a credit of $275, which is enough for a round trip booking for 2. But the membership only costs you $199, and you also get 2 one-on-one consults. So maybe Greece is calling, but you don't have the points yet. Well, you can hop down to Mexico or Costa Rica right now, use those consults to figure out the right strategy for you to get you over to Greece. So that's it. We're done. Nope. Brain just stopped working. It put a lot of effort into
Turn the thermostat up a few degrees, Travis.
That closeout. Yeah, it's 67 inside right now. So we'll get there. For at least me at 10X Travel, presumably for Matt and Emily, thank you for joining in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review, and send this to your favorite friends and family who listen to podcasts or should. We
Yeah,
would really
if you're on
appreciate
YouTube,
it.
sound off in the comments on which was your favorite destination. It's probably the one that was the shortest one. I mean, no favoritism here at all. But yeah, let us know.
Good plug.
Good plug. Well, thank you all, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.